At what point did you feel like at what point did you become more vocal? Yeah, I mean, I have so much to ask you about your time as in the MLB, but like, you know, I started to see your name come up more and more over tweets, over over being excluded from the Giants World Series, like the 10-year reunion, because of, you know, quote, unacceptable tweets. And you had come out and said in interviews you think it was because of your support of Trump, which was all over your timeline. And you couldn't really pin it down to like one tweet or one take. So I'm curious, like, when did you start becoming more vocal about your opinions?
Yeah. It's interesting. People ask me that all the time. And when I played, Chrissy, I never cared about politics. I could give two fucks about it when I played. Didn't care who was president. Didn't care about any of the policies. I just went out there every day, hit bombs and cash checks. And you know what I mean? That's all I wanted to do. The game was hard enough already. I didn't want to have to worry about any kind of politics. As a matter of fact, quite frankly, it bored me. And I felt like every politician is just bullshit. It
is boring. Yeah.
Yeah. So I stayed out of it. And interestingly enough, in 2010, we win the World Series with the Giants. I was 7th in the league in MVP voting that year. Led the team in everything offensively. Was one of the leaders in the clubhouse and on the field. We ended up going to Washington to visit the White House, as all World Series championship teams do, or NFL teams do. And Obama happened to be the president then. I didn't vote for Obama. Matter of fact, I never voted up until that point. So I didn't vote for him. I've never voted. Like I said, he comes in and we're sitting behind him. He does his little speech. I shake Obama's hand. I wasn't a fan of some of the things he's done, his policies and everything, but whatever. I don't care. I'm still going to live my life. It didn't bother me. It was an honor to be in that White House, to look at the history of our country, right? To tell my kids one day that I was in the White House, right? And today, when Trump gets in, because why? Because the media has made everybody believe that Trump and anybody who follows Trump is a racist, doesn't want to go to the White House. It's absolutely insane. You see in all these woke sports, and now I don't even watch sports anymore because I can't stand the wokeism. I'm glad I'm out now. It's ridiculous. And to answer your question, Chrissy, I got way more vocal on Twitter and got way more political as I got out of baseball after a couple years. And in 2016, the first time I ever voted was for Donald Trump, because I wanted somebody that wasn't a career politician in there. And I love that he doesn't give a fuck. He says his mind. He tweets what he wants. He doesn't care what anybody thinks. I love that, because I'm the same way. I don't give a shit what anybody thinks, except for my boys and my God. That's it. Anybody else, go fuck yourself, right? That's just kind of how I roll. It doesn't mean I don't care for people, but these are my opinions, and if you don't like it, unfollow me.
Yeah, and 75 million people agree with you 100%. And so to call that many people racist, it just seems so silly. And at this point, the insults like, oh, anyone you disagree with is a white supremacist, is a racist. Like, these insults have lost their sting over the years. And I know it's worse now more than ever. And you've been retired about 9 years or so now. Did you, in your opinion, how much control do you think the MLB has over their players in terms of, like, pressure to be woke? Yeah.
I know for a fact today, Major League Baseball players in every team during spring training, it probably happened this year. There's 30 teams in Major League Baseball. They have representatives that come in. They have health nutritionists. They have security meetings. They have social media people, how to handle your social media. And I've been told by multiple players already from different teams all over spring training that my name has come up in all their meetings. Do not follow Aubrey Huff. Don't retweet any of his things. You may agree with what he has to say, but just you following him is going to make you look bad. So please do not do that. Even though I know there's a lot of people that agree with him, just stay away from it. You don't want that.
Can't even follow you.
Right. So I have very few. There are some Major League Baseball players that do follow me, but very few. Mostly all ex-athletes that they follow me, but not current ones. And what's interesting is when people ask me, Aubrey, how many baseball players do you play with were conservative? And probably at least 80%, at least. And so everything I'm tweeting, but I do get a lot of direct messages from people that are actors, entertainers, pro athletes, people from media outlets are like, dude, keep doing what you're doing. We love you. But they can't say anything. I get that all the time. But the reason I became more vocal, Chrissy, is I was, as I told you, in 2010, we won the World Series. I was a key player in that team. And every 10 years after you win a championship, you have a reunion on the field. They bring the players out right before the game. You tip your hat, and 40,000 fans are clapping for you. And it's like a little memory thing up there. It's like a tribute for that team. And I'm working out one morning. I get a call for Larry Barra, who is the CEO of the Giants. And I'm thinking, oh, hey, here comes my invite. So I pick up the phone, talk to Larry Barra. And I had a great relationship with him over the years. And we just got to chat. And he goes, well, Aubrey, okay, this is about, I wanted to call you about the World Series reunion. I'm like, oh, great. When is it? What do I fly out? Are you guys going to fly me out? He goes, well, Aubrey, unfortunately, we had a huge meeting, and it was a unanimous decision to uninvite you to the World Series reunion. And I just laughed. I go, that's funny, Larry. You're serious. Is this April Fool's, like, joking with him? He goes, no, I'm serious. I'm serious. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? And he goes, well, some of your tweets are pretty offensive. And I'm like, Larry, you heard me in the clubhouse you know how sarcastic and stupid I can be in real life. You don't think that I can play that way on Twitter? That's free speech, brother. You're infringing on my First Amendment rights. And he was like, well, Aubrey, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do. I said, Larry, you are the owner of the team. And he goes, well, my hands are tied. And I said, listen, is there something deeper than this? Is it because I support President Trump and I'm a conservative? He goes, there was a pause, like a 5-second pause. And he said, well, I can't say that's totally it, but there's an element of that. Yes. And I'm like, wow. So basically I was uninvited to my own World Series reunion, who I led a team to a World Series championship, hitting cleanup for a team, making an MVP for that team. And I don't get to go to my own World Series reunion. The ironic part is COVID hit and there was no fucking World Series reunion anyway. So eat a dick.